Final take. This one or nothing. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I want to show you a little bit more about major chords. The chord form that I showed you, the bar and pick a third, bar and pick a third, bar, pick a third, bar and pick a third. That's only one form. There are multiple forms for all chords. I'm going to show you one example of one alternate form for one chord, and the principle can apply to any of them. I'm going to redo this chord, this chord, this chord, in some other form for a little bit different sound. Actually, it's going to be two different sounds. Watch. So we need and somewhere else on the fretboard. Well, let's go with, remember these two notes of these two strings are interchangeable. Let's look for this sound. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's find this on some other string than the high one. There it is. Okay, so we can substitute for, beautiful. We have our alternate third. Where's the fifth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the fifth. These two strings are interchangeable, so first, fifth, third here. And remember, these two strings are interchangeable, so that's just as valid. This is just as valid as this. It's just as valid as this, which is just as valid as this. So for this chord we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 different possibilities. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, that's kind of nice right there. Four different forms of the same chord with different sounds because we're playing different octaves on the fretboard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing, same chord for all 4 times, just different sounds, different overtones to it. And that applies to any other chord. I'm not going to go through all the steps, but pick a chord. That one, just find an either octave and an either octave and an either octave somewhere else in the fretboard, and you have another form for that chord. I'll leave that to you because I don't want to tell you what to do. All I want to do is give you a possible guide, and you form your own fingering, you form your own sounds, you form your own music. All I can tell you is that's a major chord. So is that. So is that. But how you want to play them, if you want to find some other fingering of that, beautiful, go for it. It's your music. Second part. Other major chords I didn't show you. These are the easy ones. Those are the easy ones because we're working with notes on the high string or the low string, whichever you prefer. What about if the bass is on the middle string? What about if that's the chord you need? You could use this. It does contain this note. And maybe you like that sound. Maybe you do. Maybe this is the right sound for the way that you want the song to sound. But let's build a chord using as the root. Because we want to play and play whatever chord is for. So here's our 1, here's our root. We need the third. What does the third sound like? 1, 2, 3. Third sounds like this. You know what? That sounds like, oh, it is. So the third for this note is this string open, or this string open. It's the same thing, an octave apart. So we have the first and the third, alternately, first and the third, alternately. Now we need the fifth. What does the fifth sound like? We need that note. Let's find it. Oh. Okay, so this is the fifth of this. This is the fifth of this. Well, we've already established that this string open is the third. So there's the chord. Or because these two strings are interchangeable, that's the chord too. Either or. So there's two different sounds. And you know that those three notes are some other place on the keyboard. I mean, on the fretboard somewhere. So or let's try that in a song, and that will lead you to my usual third part. How do I apply this shit to an actual song? Any way you want, any way you think sounds good. But let me show you how to apply this shit to a real song. Old MacDonald had a part. Right? Let's try the other form of this chord, the one over here. Hear the difference between those two? It's going to lead me to my third part. Old MacDonald had a farm. Old MacDonald had a farm. Here's my third part. And I'm going to call these two things by my own names. I don't know the proper musical terms. I'm going to call one form the melodic form and one form the harmonic form. Here's the melodic form. Old MacDonald had a farm. See? Old MacDonald had a farm. Here's the harmonic form. Old MacDonald had a farm. He had a farm. No, he had a farm. He had a farm. That's how you make pretty music. You choose whether you want to play with the melody, he had a farm, or with the harmony, he had a farm. Old MacDonald had a farm, or Old MacDonald had a farm. It's up to you. Melodic, harmonic. Take your pick. And if those are not the right form, I don't care. I just make pretty sounds with my instrument. And let me say, don't let me tell you what to do. I only show you what I think I know, what I think sounds good. The proper way to play is the way that you think sounds good.